Good morning, dear students. I hope you all are fine. So today we are going to start your seventh chapter from your book Hornbill, and the name of the chapter is packing. So as we all know that packing means to say the packing of things for any kind of trip or any kind of picnic, etc. So this is a chapter which is written by Jerome K. Jerome, and in this chapter the writer is talking about all about packing. He is having his two friends along with him. One is George and another one is Harris, and both of them also, and the writer, including writer, they all are packing because they are going to a tour. So before reading the chapter, they have given you a few questions here. So do you like going on trips? What kind of trips do you enjoy the most, with your family or with your friends? So you have to answer this the question like this. Then second is, how do you feel about having to pack for a trip? What do you feel? Do you like to feel, or do you like to pack the things, or do you like to pack your bag by your moms, etc.? Then have you ever discovered on a trip that you have forgotten to pack a few things very that you need very much, and that you can't find them easily? So have you forgotten anything, like we often forget to pack our toothbrush, etc., or these kind of things? So have you forgotten anything that you need very much on your trip but you forget to pack? And next is, does this make you angry or does it make you laugh at yourself? So what kind of reaction do you give when these kind of things happens with you? So let us now start reading the chapter. The chapter starts as, I said I had packed. I rather pride myself on my packing. Packing is one of those things, those many things that I feel I know more about than any other person living. It surprised me myself sometimes how many such things there are. So the writer himself, he is saying that I said I had packed means he is saying to his friends, that is George and Harris, that leave the packing, I will do the packing. So he is saying that I rather pride myself on my packing. He is saying that he feels so much proud of his packing because he likes packing so much. So that is why he feels so proud on himself for packing the things. So he is saying that I believe on myself that I can do this work very well, and I am very much feel comfort on doing these kind of things. I impressed the fact upon George and Harris and told them that they had better leave the whole matter entirely on me. They fell into the suggestion with a readiness that had something uncanny about it. George spread himself over the easy chair. The Harris cocked his legs on the table. So now the George and Harris agreed with him, because the writer was saying that just leave the matter of packing on me. So both George and Harris agreed with the writer, and they fell with the suggestion with the readiness, means to say they are ready. They do not refuse the author, or they just don't said anything like that we will pack. So they just completely agreed with the writer and they said yes. But after that, this field, you can say, uncanny or strange or weird to the writer, because George spread himself on the easy chair. George sat comfortably on his chair, and Harris cocked his legs on the table. Harris also comfortably, you can say, put his legs on the table and sit behind the, you can say, keeping his back on the chair. So they both sit comfortably on their chairs, and now writer is going to pack. This was hardly what I intended. What I had meant, of course, was that I should boss the job, and that Harris and George should potter about under my direction, I pushing them aside every now and then with, "Oh, you, here, let me do it. There you are." Simply enough, really teaching them, and as you might say, they're taking it in the way they did irritated me. There is nothing does irritate me more than seeing other people sitting about doing nothing when I am working. So once the writer was saying that I will pack, but his intention was not totally that other people will sit quietly or do nothing. So what actually he actually wants that he will boss the job, means to say he will instruct his friends what to do, so that he will you can say become a supervisor of Harris and George, and then he will guide them how to do the packing, etc. So actually he was wanting like this, but he want to teach them both how to pack, but actually they both agreed and they set free. Now this is very irritating for the writer, because he find it very irritating when other people set you can say ideal or free and he has to work. So this is very irritating for the writer. I lived with a man once who used to make me mad that way. So now the writer is telling about a past incident. He was saying that I was once what happened with me. I was living with a person who used to mad me in that way. Mad me in that way means to say उसको उसकी इस बात पे गुस्सा आता था कि वो हमेशा वो राइटर को काम पे लगा के आप बैठ जाता था. ही वुड लॉल ऑन द सोफा एंड वॉच मी डूइंग थिंग्स बाय द आर टुगेदर. सो what that person do, loll on sofa means to say you can say to recline or to lean in a relaxed manner. So he used to sit in a reclined manner or relaxed manner on sofa, and writer has to do all the things. He said it did him real good to look on at me messing about. So what that person said, that person was you can say that person was saying at that time that I like watching you like this. Now I am not like that. I can't sit still and see another man slaving and working. I want to get up and superintendent and walk around with my hands in my pockets and tell him what to do. It is my energetic nature. I can't help it. So now the writer is saying that I am not like that, those kind of person. I can't sit quietly and sit freely and watch other person doing work like a slave. So what writer want to do? He want to get up and superintendent means to say he want to supervise other people. He want to you can say manage other people and take a round by putting his hands in the pockets and tell all those people that what to do, how to do that work. So he was saying that it is my energetic nature, that I am of the energetic nature and I can't help it. Like I can't do in this thing. I am having this kind of nature, and that is why I always want to do the things like this. However, I did not say anything but started the packing. So, but now the writer is saying that I didn't say anything to George and Harris and I started my packing. It seemed a longer job than I had thought it was going to be, but I got the bag finished at last and I sat on it and strapped it. So the writer was not expecting that this much bigger job, but it took a very long time for him to pack the bag, and finally he packed the bag, finished the packing, and strapped means to say he closed the bag. You can say he zipped the bag or closed the bag by sitting on the bag. So in this way he finished the packing. So now what happened? Ain't it you going to put the boots in? Said Harris. Now the Harris asked from the writer that why didn't you pack the shoes inside the bag? And I looked around and found I had forgotten them. Then the writer you can say he looked around and when he saw that the shoes are outside the bag, then he remembered that I just forget to pack the shoes. That's just like Harris. I couldn't have said a word until I had got the bag shut and strapped, of course. So now the writer was irritated by the behavior of Harris, because Harris didn't you can say remembered him earlier when he packed the bag or when he closed the bag. Then Harris asked from him that why didn't you pack the shoes, and George laughed, one of those irritating senseless laugh of his. They do make me so wild. So now after watching these kind of situation, George started laughing, and this is very irritating. The writer was saying that laughter of the George was very irritating and completely senseless, and they do make me wild. So means to say he was mad with anger because of his two friends. They are not helping him and they are just sitting free, and after that they are laughing at the writer. So that is why he is becoming mad with the anger now. So I opened the bag and packed the boots in, and then, just as I was going to close it, a horrible idea occurred to me. Had I packed my toothbrush? I don't know how it is, but I never do know whether I have packed my toothbrush. So now, and when you can say I opened the bag and packed the boots in, the writer opened the bag and packed the boots and again closed the bag. I was just going to close it. He was just going to close the bag again, but then a mind, you can say, another idea strikes into the mind of the author. He thought that whether I had packed my toothbrush or not. So he was saying that he always forget that whether he had packed his toothbrush or not. So this is always, you can say, usually happen with the writer. My toothbrush is a thing that haunts me when I am traveling and makes my life a misery. Haunts means to say, you can say, to repeatedly give a trouble. So the toothbrush always create trouble for the writer, and misery means to say sad. So it makes his life a sad life. I dream that I haven't packed it and wake up in a cold perspiration and get out of the bed and hunt for it. So again he was talking about, you can say, what he usually happened with him. So he said that usually he forget to pack his brush, and then he wake up from his sleep in a dream, and with the cold perspiration means to say with sweat. He was sweating in the dreams, like he hadn't packed his brush, or he had forget to pack his brush. So that is why he was sweating in the dreams and get out of the bed and hunt for it. मीन्स वो इमीडिएटली बेड से उतर जाता है, एंड हंट मीन्स टू से सर्च. ही स्टार्टेड सर्चिंग फॉर द ब्रश एट नाइट. So these kind of things usually happen with him. And in the morning I pack it before I have used it and have to unpack again to get it, and it is always the last thing I turn out of the bag, and then I repack and forget it and have to rush upstairs for it at the last moment and carry it to the railway station wrapped up in my pocket handkerchief. So what the writer is saying, that this always happened to him, that and in the morning I pack it before using. He used to pack the brush, then when he has to use the brush, then again he unpack his bag and take the brush out and then brush his teeth, and then he forget to keep that brush inside the bag. Then at the last moment when he has to leave the house, then he has again to run the upstairs to take the brush from the washroom, and then what he has to do, then he has to carry the brush to the railway station like that, covering that brush into his handkerchief. So these kind of things always happen to the writer. That is your Jerome K. Jerome. Then of course I had to turn every mortal thing out now. Now he was, you can say, now he is talking about present. Now he was searching the brush, whether he had packed the brush inside the bag or not. He want to check that thing. So of course I had to turn every mortal thing out now. Mortal thing means to say every ordinary thing. So now he was just checking from the bag that whether he had packed his brush or not. So that is why he is checking all the things, keeping the things out inside. So in this way he is just checking, and of course I could not find it, and he was unable to find the brush inside the bag. I rummaged the things up into much the same state that they must have been before the world was created and when Charles regained. Of course, I found George's and Harris 18 times over, but I couldn't find my own. I put the things back and one by one and held everything up and shook it. Then I found it inside the boot. I repacked once more. So now the writer is saying that I rummaged. Rummaged means to say searching in a hurried way or in a careless way. So he was searching for the brush in the same state as they must have. Means he was just, you can say, a totally confused person now, and he was just searching the brush from the bag, and he was totally messing all the things. So of course I found George and Harris 18 times over. 18 times over means to say each time when he put his hand into the bag, each time he carried away a brush, take a brush away from the bag, but each time that brush belongs to either to George or Harris. So he did these kind of things repeatedly 18 times, but he was unable to find the brush of himself. So and finally he found the brush inside a boot, inside a shoes, and then he repacked that brush again into the bag. So then when I had finished, George asked if the soap was in. So now when he again closed the bag and packed the bag finally, then again George asked from him if you have kept the soap in the bag. I said I didn't care a hang whether the soap was in or whether it wasn't. And I slammed the bag shut and strapped it and found that I had packed my spectacles in it and had to reopen it. So now you can see the writer is again closing or packing the bag, and then he again remember about something and he has to open that bag again. So it got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. So what now the writer is saying that George is asking from him that whether you have packed the soap inside the bag or not. So writer said that I don't care whether I have packed or not. Care a hang means to say show no concern or no interest. So he said I have no interest in packing soap or not, whether I have packed or not. And I slammed means to say shut the lid of anything forcefully and loudly. So he shut the lid of the bag forcefully and strapped it, closed the bag, and found that I had packed my spectacles in it. Then he remembered that I have, you can say spectacle means to say specs. He packed his specs in the bag. So and had to reopen it. Now he has to take up, you can say, his spectacles out of the bag. So that is why he has to, you can say, open his bag again. I got shut up finally at 10:05 p.m. and then they reminded the hampers to do. So now he packed his bag at 10:05 p.m. and then he remembered about the hampers. Now what are hamper? Hamper means to say basket that is used to carry food or utensils, etc. So now a hamper is a large basket for carrying food, etc., or any kind of utensils, etc. So that basket packing is remaining now. So Harris said that we should be wanting to start in less than 12 times and thought that he and George had better to the rest, and I agreed and sat down and they had a go. So now the Harris said that you should sit now and I and George will pack the hamper, that basket that will contain our food and your, you can say, utensils, etc. So now you can say Harris said to writer that you sit down now. Now we will start the packing. So they begin in a light-hearted spirit, evidently intended to show me how to do it. Light-hearted spirit means to say to be cheerfully, to be with a happy nature. So evidently means to say clearly or obviously. So they want to show the writer that how the packing is done. So they started with a cheerful mood. They started the packing of those hampers. I made no comment, I only waited. So writer was sitting quietly now, he is saying nothing to them, and he was just waiting when they will pack or when their packing is over. With the exception of George, Harris is the worst packer in this world, and I looked at the piles of the plates and cups and kettles and bottles and jars and pies and stoves and cakes and tomatoes, etc., and felt that the things would soon become exciting. So now the writer is completely sitting quietly and he is just waiting for the packing, and he is saying that with the exception of George, that leaving George, George is an, you can say, a special person, or exception means to say a person or thing that does not follow the general rule. So leaving the George, he said that Harris is the worst packer in the world. Harris is totally a bad packer in the world. And I looked at the piles of plates. Now the writer is looking at the plates, cups, etc., kettles, bottles, jars, pies. Pies means to say any kind of eating material like your pastries, muffins, etc., and stoves and cakes, tomatoes, etc. So he was watching all the things, and he know that they were unable to pack the things properly. So the things are going to be excited for the writer. So he was just looking at the things. It did. So he was just expecting, as he was expecting, that they both are unable to pack the things properly. So that happened. They started with breaking a cup. So at the starting of the packing, they both broke a cup. That was the first thing they did. They did that just to show you what they could do and to get you interested. Now the writer is creating just a humor in the story. So he is just showing the, you can say, bad packing nature of both his friends, that is Harris and George. So he was just showing that how bad they are at packing. So he said that they started with breaking a mug or a cup, and those things keep on, you can say, happening again and again. So then Harris packed the strawberry jam on the top of tomato and squashed it. Squashed means to say crush or squeeze something with force. So what the Harris did next, उसने strawberry jam का जो bottle था, he packed that on the top of tomato. So as we all know, tomatoes are very delicate or easily, you can say, squeezy thing. So that is why they squash the tomatoes or crush the tomatoes because of the weight of that strawberry jam. And they had to pick out the tomato with a teaspoon. Now the tomato was totally squashed or totally squeezed, so they have to take out that tomato with the help of a teaspoon. And then it was George's turn and he trod on the butter. Trod means to say stepped on. So वो butter के ऊपर उसने अपना पैर रख दिया. As you can see from the picture also, the one person is having a foot on something. So this is, you can say, George. George ने क्या किया? That he had stepped. Trod means to say stepped on the, you can say, the pack of that butter. So I didn't say anything. Writer said that he didn't say anything at that time, but I came over and sat on the edge of the table and watched them. Now the writer is, as you can see from this picture, writer is sitting on the edge of the table, on a corner of the table, and he was just looking at both of his friends, that is Harris and George, and what kind of things they are doing. So he was just sitting quietly and watching all these mess that is created by both his friends. And now you can look from the picture that there is one dog is also sitting, and the name of this dog is Montmorency, and the dog is a pet dog of these three friends. So now next is, it irritated them more than anything I could have said. So now the writer is saying that I was sitting quietly and this is very irritating for both of them. I felt that, मुझे पता चला, I can feel that it is very irritating for both of them. It made them nervous and excited, and they stepped on things and put things behind them and then couldn't find them when they wanted them, and they packed the pies at the bottom and put heavy things on top and smashed the pies in. So what he's saying, they were totally nervous now. Both of his friends were totally nervous and they were stepping on the things, and also they were searching for the things. They keep the things behind them, and then they keep on searching for that particular thing. So in this way they were totally creating mess or a funny situation. And what happened at the end, they packed the pies at the bottom. Pies means, again, means to say any kind of pastry, bakery item. That could be a bread, a pastry, or muffin, which is a soft item. So they packed the pies at the bottom of the bag and put the heavy things on the top of the bag and smashed the pies. Smash means to break. So they both break the pies in this way. They upset salt over everything. Upset means to say, here upset means to say overturn. So they overturn salt on everything. And as for the butter, I never saw two men do more with 1 and 2 pence worth of butter in my whole life than they did. So 2 pence means to say, pence is the currency of that country. And now what happened? They are both struggling with the butter. How? Let us read. So after George had got it off his slipper, they tried to put it in a kettle. So when George take the butter out of his slipper, they tried to put that butter into the kettle. It wouldn't go in, and what was it in wouldn't come out. So they were just trying, but they were unable to keep that butter inside the kettle. They did scrape it out at last. Scrape means to say pull or drag. So at last they were able to stab that butter inside the kettle and put it down on a chair. So they have put the butter in that you can say coverage, and then put that butter on the chair, and Harris sat on that, and it struck to him, and they went looking for it all over the room. So now the butter was stuck on the backside on the pants of Harris, and now again they are looking for the butter in whole room and over all the room, all over the room. So I will take my oath. I put it down on that chair, said George, staring at the empty seat. So I will take my oath means to say swear, that I swear that I hadn't put that on the chair. So said George, staring at the empty seat. I saw you do it myself not a minute ago, said Harris. So George was saying that I hadn't put the butter on the chair, and also Harris was saying that yes, I have seen you putting the butter on the chair just a minute before. So Then they started round the room again looking for it. Then they both started that where the butter has gone, because the butter was sticking at the backside of George, but they were unaware of that, actually on the Harris backside of Harris, but they were unaware of that. So they were again searching for the butter inside the room. So where they were looking all over the room, and then they met again in the center and stared at one another. So they were searching the butter in the whole room, and then they meet at the center of the room while searching the butter, and then they looked at each other. Stared means to say looked at each other. Most extraordinary thing I ever heard of, said George. So mysterious, said Harris. So now they both were arguing like, the what is this happening with us? Most extraordinary thing I have ever heard of. And the Harris said, so mysterious, that where the butter has gone. So the George got round at the back of Harris and saw it. Now George got round at the back of Harris, and as we all know that the butter was sticking on the backside of Harris, on the pant of Harris. So finally George saw that butter. Why, here it is all the time, he exclaimed indignantly. Indignantly means to say in a manner indicating anger and annoyance at something perceived as unfair. So he was annoyed at, you can say, Harris, that what are you doing? The butter is sticking on the back side of you. Where, cried Harris, spinning round. So now Harris was also spinning round, and he was saying, where is the butter? Stand still, can't you? Roared George, flying after him, and they got it off and packed it in the teapot. So now the George asked from Harris that stand still means एक जगह पे खड़े हो जाओ, and roar means to say उसने ऊंची आवाज़ में बोला उसको कि आप ऐसे गोल गोल घूमना बंद करो, यहाँ पे खड़े हो जाओ. And he, you can say, finally got it off. वहाँ से उसने उस बटर को उतारा उसकी पैंट से, and finally packed it in the teapot. Teapot में उसको पैक कर दिया. Then Montmorency was in it all, of course. Now they are talking about their pet dog. The name of the pet dog is Montmorency, and Montmorency was also participating in all the packing. Montmorency's mission in the life is to get in the way and be sworn at. Sworn at means to say get scolded. So scolded means to say डांट खाना. So उसका तो काम ही ये था, उसके डॉग का तो काम ही ये था कि वो हर चीज़ में टांग अड़ाएगा और उसके लिए वो डांट खाता रहेगा. So यही उसकी लाइफ का एम्बिशन था. If he can squirm in anywhere where he, you can say, particularly is not wanted, and be a perfect nuisance and make people mad and have, you can say, things thrown at his head, then he feels his day has not been wasted. So now their lighter is talking everything in a funny way. So first of all, squirm means to say to wrinkle or twist one's body, and nauseance means to say to cause inconvenience or annoyance. And the writer was saying that you can say, if he can squirm in anywhere where he particularly is not wanted, कि वो वहाँ पे चला जाता था जहाँ पे उसकी ज़रूरत नहीं होती थी. And be a perfect nuisance means वहाँ पे वो एक परफेक्ट अनॉयंस का कारण बनता था, गुस्से का किसी का कारण बनता था. एंड मेक पीपल मैड, लोगों को पागल बनाता था. पागल मीन्स टू से गुस्सा चढ़ाता था किसी को. एंड हैव थिंग्स थ्रोन एट हिज हेड, जब कोई उसके सर पे मारने नहीं लग जाता था, उसको जब तक ऐसा उसके साथ होता नहीं था उसको लगता ही नहीं था कि मेरा दिन आज अच्छा गया है. सो दिस इज़ द थिंग दैट द डॉग वॉज फॉलोइंग. डॉग वॉज हैविंग दिस काइंड ऑफ नेचर. सो टू गेट समबडी टू स्टम्बल ओवर हिम एंड कर्स हिम स्टेडली for an hour is his highest aim and object, and when he was succeeded in accomplishing that, his conceit become quite unbearable. So now stumble means to say trip over a hurdle, and curse means to say again means to say scolding. Conceit means to say his pride in himself. So he was writer was again giving the demonstration of the nature of the dog, that what is his aim, that to get somebody to stumble over him. Stumble means to say कि किसी के बारे में वो बार बार किसी के रास्ते में हर्डल क्रिएट करता जाए. एंड कर्स हिम स्टेडली फॉर एन आवर, कि कोई उसको डांटता रहे पूरे 1 घंटे के लिए. एंड दिस इज़ हिज हाईएस्ट एम एंड ऑब्जेक्ट. And when he has succeeded in accomplishing this, his conceit become quite unbearable. So फिर उसके अंदर का जो मतलब उसकी अंदर की जो प्राइड थी वो जाग जाती थी कि yes, I did this. So this kind of nature was the dog having. So then he came and sat down on things just when they were wanted to be packed. So what the dog was now doing, the both friends, that is George and Harris, was packing the things, and as you can see from the picture, the dog is sitting on those things. So, and he labored under the fixed belief that whenever Harris or George reached out their hand for anything, it was his cold, damp nose they wanted. So now the dog was having the belief, he was believing the things like that, that whenever George or Harris want to pick anything, उसको ऐसे लगता था कि they want to touch my nose, so वो अपना nose आगे कर देता था. It was his cold, damp nose that they wanted, and he put his leg into the jam and he worried the teaspoon, and he pretended that the lemons were rats and bought into hamper and killed three of them before Harris could land him with a frying pan. Now you can say Harris is having a frying pan in his hand, and he is going to beat the dog. So what the dog is doing, dog is completely creating a mess for both of the friends, and the dog, what firstly he put the leg into the jam, पहले उसने jam में leg घुसा दी अपनी, and he worried the teaspoon को उसने worried means to say disturb कर दिया, उसको हिला दिया सबको, and he pretended that the lemons were rat. उसको ऐसा उसने ऐसा लेमन्स के साथ उसने ऐसा बिहेव किया कि ये रैट है, और उसके ऊपर वो मतलब वो उसके ऊपर लैंड कर गया और उसको मारने की कोशिश करने लगा, मतलब चूहों की तरह वो लेमन्स के ऊपर अटैक कर रहा था, और 3 जो लेमन्स थे उसको उन्होंने क्रश कर दिया. एंड बिफोर डूइंग, मतलब ये सब कर रहा था, इसीलिए फिर हैरिस ने क्या किया, फ्राइंग पैन उठा लिया उसको मारने के लिए. Harris said, I encouraged him. So now Harris said that to the writer that you are encouraging the dog to do these kind of foolish things. I didn't encourage him. The writer said that I didn't encourage him. A dog like that doesn't want any encouragement. So the writer is saying that this is that kind of dog. He didn't want any kind of encouragement. He himself do these kind of things. It's the natural original sin that is born in him that makes him do things like that. So the writer is saying that I am not encouraging him in doing these kind of stuff with you. It is inbuilt property of him, or it is from the birth, right from the birth, set up inside the dog. He always do these kind of things. The packing was done at 12:50 and Harris sat on big hamper. So now the packing was finished at 12:50 and Harris sat on the big hamper. Hamper again means to say that basket that he was packing of utensils etc and food etc, and said he hoped nothing would be found broken. And now he is sitting on the delicate things, he is sitting on the, you can say, breakable stuff, but even then he was saying that I am hoping that nothing will break like this. George said if anything was broken, it was broken, which reflection seemed to comfort him. So reflection here means to say thought. So John said if कुछ टूट भी जाएगा तो भी क्या है. So he was just comforting his friend that nothing, there is no worry if something is broken like this. He also said he was ready for bed. Now he said that he was ready for bed means they want to sleep now. We were all ready for bed. Now they were saying that we all three are ready for bed, we should sleep now. Harris was to sleep with us that night and we went upstairs. Now Harris was also want to sleep with them and they went upstairs means they moved to the upper floor. We tossed for beds. The Harris had to sleep with me, he said. Do you prefer the inside or outside, Jay? So now they tossed for having beds and tossed, किसी भी coin से उन्होंने toss कर लिया, and toss करने के बाद ये है कि Harris और जो writer हैं वो दोनों एक bed पे सोएंगे. So now Harris asked from him, do you prefer inside or outside, Jay? Jay means to say he is calling his friend Jerome as a short name, only Jay. So he is asking from Jerome, Harris is asking from Jerome कि तुम बेड के inside वाली side सोओगे कि outside वाली. So I said I generally prefer to sleep inside a bed. So the writer said that I prefer to sleep inside a bed. Harris said it was odd. George said, what time shall I wake you, fellow? So now Harris said that you prefer inside, this is odd. Now George said, what time shall I wake you, fellows? Fellows means to say friends. So George asked from both of them that at what time I should wake you up in the morning. Harris said 7. I said no, 6, because I wanted to write some letters. So now Harris said that you should wake up us at 7 o'clock in the morning, and writer said no, at 6, because he wanted to write some letters. Harris and I had a bit of row over it. Bit of row means to say they have, you can say, arguments on these kind of things, that one wanted to wake up at 7 and one wanted to wake up at 6 o'clock, but at last split the difference and said half past 6. So split the difference means to say they both agreed at 6:30 a.m. Now they have both shifted half an hour, and they both agreed at half past 6 means to say at 6:30 a.m. So wake us at 6:30, George, we said. So they both said, writer and Harris said, that wake us at 6:30 a.m., George. So George had made no answer, and we found on going over that he had been asleep for some time. So we placed the bath where he could tumble into it on getting out in the morning, and went to bed ourselves. And so now the George didn't even replied. He was so quickly, you can say, sleep. Before answering, he just slept, and they know that George is slept now. So what they did, उन्होंने क्या किया, उसके बेड के नीचे एक बाथ टब रख दिया वाटर फिल करके, एंड सो दैट व्हेन वो सुबह उठे तो सीधा वो टब में गिर जाए. सो यू कैन सी, एंड देन दे वेंट टू देयर बेड. So then Harris and the writer, that is Jerome, they went to both to their beds, and in this way you can see that how the all three friends were very naughty, and they're having very, you can say, cheerful nature. So they were just enjoying the packing of the bag. The story is all about the packing and how they packed the bag, and finally they packed the bag at 12:50 and then slept. So this is a very humorous story that writer want to, you can say, show you how difficult is packing. So this happens with all of us, that we forget sometimes to pack anything. So this is all about your packing. So I hope you have enjoyed the story. So actually this chapter is taken an extract from Three Men in a Boat. So this is a novel actually, and this chapter is taken from that novel, and then they have given you some questions and exercise based on this chapter. So try to solve all these questions and, you can say, exercise based on this chapter. So thanks for watching the video, and have a nice day.